Alright, I'm hungry, so I'm gonna be eating throughout this whole video, but I wanted to get the word out to y'all, okay? So, narcissists, okay? Narcissists are all over the place, okay? You probably know one at work. You probably dated one. They are very, very, numerous in our society today, because we live in a society now where what matters most is not how good of a person are you, not how well you treat other people, but the amount of attention that you get, okay? How you're seen is what matters to most, I'm gonna say, Americans today, okay? So, chances are you've dealt with a narcissist, okay? Now, what's especially hard is if you date one, if you dated a narcissist. So there are plenty of videos that you can go and see, and I'm gonna name some things myself, in a different video. But narcissism is a very popular, topic in today's society. Most people, use it in pop culture, oh, you're a narcissist, or you think so much of yourself. It's really a lot deeper than that, but people say that all the time, right? So I'm not even gonna go into make somebody a narcissist, because there are tons of videos that you can put out or that have been put out already about that. You know what I'm saying? You can find that everywhere. But what I do want to go over, especially for those of you in situations with a narcissist, is how do you deal with dating someone who has narcissism, okay? How do you deal with dating somebody who is a narcissist? And there's plenty of people, I've even been in situations similar myself, where I've dealt with a family member who was a narcissist. I dated people who were narcissists. And people always want to know, how do you deal with dating with somebody who's a narcissist, all right? And the best thing that you can do for yourself when you're dealing with a narcissist is to start loving yourself and see how they react, okay? Because I guarantee you, if you're dealing with a true narcissist, they're gonna react in one of three ways, okay? They're either going to try to bait you into stopping doing things that you consider loving yourself. When you start treating yourself good, when you start going out, when you start not including them in your plans, and I guarantee you, if you are dealing with a narcissist, you are going to realize after a while that you enjoy your time without them, especially when you get other friends, especially when you start doing things that you love and enjoy. You're going to realize that there is a sense of peace that is unexplainable when you leave these people alone, and they are going to feel so threatened by that, okay? And one of three things are going to happen when this occurs. You're going to, one, find that they start combating you. They start trying to give you reasons to not go out. They start telling you, arguing with you before you go out. They start trying to ruin your day before you leave the house, okay? They're going to start to try to pull down your vibration before you leave. They're going to try to make your day miserable, okay? Because what they want most is your energy. You're going to notice that pattern, okay? If that doesn't happen, this is another thing that might happen. Option two, right? They're going to try to bait you into not spending time to yourself or whatever it is that makes you happy. Maybe that's playing a sport. Maybe that's, going out with your friends, going shopping, getting your nails done, going to the gym, spending time with your family, spending time with your kids. They're going to, bait you out of doing those things. They're going to try to say, honey, we can go to the movies together. I want to spend some time with you. They're going to try to make it about them. All right. And if they don't do that, they're going to start to try to ask you to do things for them. All right. Now, if they don't do option number 1 and they don't do option number 2, guarantee you, oh, excuse me, y'all, my allergies are acting up. Number 3, what they might do is they are going to, at some point in life, right, they're going to ask you to make a decision between them and the thing that you love doing. It's going to be something. Oh, spend some time with my mother-in-law. Spend some time, you know, going out. Well, I want to go out and get pizza. I want to go out and do this. I want to go out and do that, okay? At some point, you're going to find yourself saying no to the narcissist. And when you say no to this person, one thing that you want to ask is you want to ask, you know, how do they respond? If this person is a true narcissist, they're going to do one of 2 things after you say no. They're going to get real calm. And that should concern you. When a narcissist is calm, they're planning. Okay? They're going to get real calm. And then they're going to start to trigger you. They're going to start to try and make you choose. They're going to start to try to make you feel as though they're choosing other things over you. Okay? And some of you might say, well, that's just a natural reaction. Okay? Well, you know, they just felt threatened because you love this person. And what have you spent your life, your time with this person doing? You have spent your time making excuses for their behavior. You have spent time rationalizing why they treat you poorly. Okay? So you're gonna then say, you know, to yourself, oh, they're just doing it because of this, they're just doing it because of that. But in a healthy relationship, we allow each other time and space away without punishing the other person. In a healthy relationship, we allow a person to be who they are without causing them pain just because it doesn't benefit us at that moment. Okay? In a healthy relationship, unlike a relationship where you're dealing with someone who is very wounded, who is emotionally immature, who is not really ready to be with anyone, all right? In a healthy relationship, we applaud people when they do things that feel good to them, even if it means momentarily saying no to something that we want them to do. We don't try to manipulate them, okay? We don't try to cause them to hurt. So they're either going to get quiet and then try to trigger you, or they're going to immediately lash out and they're going to throw a tantrum. And if you're dealing with a narcissist, when I say tantrum, you already know what I'm talking about. Okay? So those are the things that are going to happen when you start to love yourself. Then I want you to ask yourself, is it worth being with someone who does not want me to love myself? And if they don't want me to love myself, do they truly love me? All right? Those are the things that I want you to ask yourself. And this is why it usually does not work when you were trying to love a narcissist, okay? For one, a narcissist does not love themselves. And if you don't love yourself, no matter who you are, whether this person is a narcissist or not, whether this person is healthy or not, and if they don't love themselves, they can't be but that healthy, all right? And when someone is unhealthy, they cannot really love themselves. They just can't. You know, when someone does not love themselves, they can't love you. And the reason why they can't love you is because they don't have that love within them to give to somebody else, all right? So it's like you asking somebody for $100 and they only have $25. How can they give you something in their account that's not there? And it's the same thing emotionally. Emotionally, we cannot give what we don't have. We can't give in our emotional account or out of our emotional account something that we do not possess, all right? And the narcissist does not possess self-love. This is part of what makes them a narcissist, because they use other people around them. They use other individuals around them to try to manufacture that love, that attention, that regard that they cannot get within. Okay? So this is why It usually does not work. This is why you usually cannot. And I'm saying usually, when I say usually, I really mean all the time, okay? I have never seen a situation where someone, you know, where someone who is truly dating a real narcissist has made it work without completely sacrificing their happiness, their sense of self-worth, and their identity. Because those MFs will drain you. You will be tired at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You will constantly feel like you are nursing a sick person. And they aren't sick. They're just refusing. Well, in a way, it is a mental illness. However, they're not sick in the traditional sense of the word. They just refuse to do the work themselves, so they'd rather you do it. Most narcissists know something ain't right, okay? This is why they hide things. But their sense of shame keeps them from self-reflecting, in the sense of, you know, oh, well, I should go to therapy. Well, maybe, you know, maybe what I did wasn't right. You know, I should do whatever. You know, I should get some help. Maybe I should read a self-help book. Because the issue is that a narcissist cannot self-reflect. This is a huge part of what makes them a narcissist. Because when this individual is hit with a, you know, if you tell this person, I don't like the way you treat me, what are they going to say? The number one thing a narcissist is going to say is, well, I don't like the way you treat me. They will never self-reflect, okay? This is a huge clue that you are effing with a narcissist, because they will never self-reflect, okay? And when they do, it is only in an attempt to get what they want, okay? It's an attempt to get you back. So when they do finally admit to, well, you know what? I was wrong. I shouldn't have done that. I yelled at you. I treated you harshly. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be momentary, and it's usually going to be because you were halfway out that door and they know it, okay? So in addition to that, you know, I want you to ask yourself why you want this person back, or why you want to stay with this person. Do you truly believe this is all there is to life? Do you truly believe that this is the best you can do? Because the narcissist low-key knows that you can do better. And this is part of why they want you to stay with them. Because they know they truly don't deserve you, especially with the way that they treat you, okay? So that's a huge part of dealing with a narcissist. You know, when you're dealing with a narcissist, usually if you are attracting a narcissist, here's the type of person that you are. You're giving. You don't give up, especially on relationships. As a matter of fact, you'll give up on yourself before you'll give up on somebody else. And they know this, okay? This is part of why you were handpicked. This is part of why this person picked you. Because they continually pick people, and I bet you'll even see this when you look at their exes, or when you go, if this is, you know, not somebody that you're dating and this is just somebody in your life, you will recognize this in other people that they put close to them. They pick people who are sensitive, often people who are creative or artistic, often people who have a sense of determination, and also people who don't really like to acknowledge or deal with the flaws in those that they love. People that come to their loved one's defense rather than actually saying, you know, well, sometimes you treat me like crap. Okay, sometimes you have a bad temper. Okay, and even if you do address those things with them, generally speaking, you still let them get away with things, and they know that. This is the type of person that they choose, okay? So if some of those attributes suit you or fit you, just know that you were picked for a reason, okay? And now it's because they need somebody who will tolerate the BS that they'll put up with. Now that does not make you a weak person, okay? Because a weak person is an individual who manipulates. A weak person, and I'm gonna go into this in, you know, another sector of this series, because this is going to be a series of videos, because I really want you guys to get it. It's a lot of giving people. It's a lot of really good people stuck in relationships with really crappy people, okay? And 2020 is the time to cut it. You know what I'm saying? 2020 is the time for you to set yourself free. So at the end of the day, if you're dealing with somebody like that, just know that not only can you do better, but why make this relationship work with somebody who doesn't even make you happy, when you can make something work? Just, you can be happier by yourself, and then you can actually find somebody who you'll be happier with in the long run, okay? So just think about that when it has to do with dealing with a narcissist. Usually 9 times out of 10, you put a lot of work in, you put a lot of effort in, and you only get about 15% of that back most of the time, okay? And is that worth it?